All right, let's bring in Tom Borelli of the Conservative Review here in studio with us, and Chip Franklin, a left-leaning talk show host at KGO Radio in San Francisco. Gentlemen, thank you for being with us. And Chip, let's start with you. If it was unfair what Republicans did to Merrick Garland last year, then would you agree that it's unfair what most Democrats are now doing to Neil Gorsuch?
Look, I studied math in college, but you don't need math to see this. Actually, I studied beer bongs and old MASH reruns. But the numbers are there for the Republicans, you know. I just don't want the nuclear option to happen because I'm not sure Trump understands the difference between the two.
But is it fair what the Democrats are doing? Are they acting out of revenge now?
But it doesn't matter. They can filibuster, and they'll pull the nuclear option, and then the vote will go. It's all about appearances here. I mean, Americans need to understand that, you know. It's not 60 votes. It's a simple, straight-up majority, and that's what they have. They did. Democrats need to learn the next time around.
Tom, would you agree that we should just make this a straight majority vote, and that will apply for all future nominations as well?
Well, I think we should see what happens. First, see if Mr. Schumer tries to filibuster, and then see if Mitch McConnell, the Senate Majority Leader, see if he has enough testosterone to really break, you know, the filibuster. It could certainly go that route. But with the Democrats, I think what we're really seeing is they really just now have devolved to the protest party. We know there were thousands of protesters outside of Chuck Schumer's home, and so now they're dancing to the tune of the left-wing activists that really run the party. And I think in the end, it's going to backfire on the Democrats.
Chip, are you dancing to the left-wing activists?
You know, I don't dance very well, but I can smell exactly what's being fed my way. Look, you guys, the Republicans and the conservatives, all they know how to do is obstruct. This whole idea of leading. You got a president with an approval rating that looks like the percentage of fat in my milk carton. Right. Okay, this guy's you're in bad shape. This is a guy here's the question: should a president who's being investigated by the FBI be allowed to nominate a Supreme Court judge?
You're not dancing, but you certainly are singing. Let's remember the Democrats lost how many seats under Obama's 8 years? Over 1,000 throughout the country. So their policies have failed. They've failed urban areas. They got routed. Now we have President Trump, and he has a great energy policy. He has a great immigration policy. And the Democrats, all they can do is protest, cry, and scream.
Well, those other policies are up for debate, but I want to bring this back to the debate over Neil Gorsuch. And Chip, do you think that, well, first of all, was there anything that came out of the hearings that just based on that would cause you, as a Democrat, to say, no, he should not be on the Supreme Court?
Well, the Democrats are a party about diversity. This country is a diverse, great nation. You know, Crayola's in the news, right? If the Republican Party ran Crayola crayons, they'd all be white because they threw the colors out.
Okay, I'll take that as a no. Tom, was there anything that you saw in the hearings that convinced you that he would be a great justice?
No, absolutely.
What?
He said he's going to be original constitutionalist. He's going to interpret the Constitution like it was intended by the framers, and he's not going to legislate from the bench, which has been the huge problem we've seen judges in the Ninth Circuit issue foreign policy.
So in order to be convinced that somebody's a great justice, all they have to do in front of Republicans is say that they're not going to legislate from the bench?
No, he has a great judicial record. He got 45 Democrat votes in 2006 when the Democrats actually had some sanity to their party.
You guys love to talk about the Constitution, but when the Constitution was written, black people were 3/5 of a person, and I was sitting in Mexico right now, okay? So, look, things change, and you have to change with it. It's a living, breathing document.
It's not.
Despite what strict constructionists say. Right. It is. It does. That's why they built in an amendment process, because it's supposed to change.
That's the way you change it, through amendments, not through the bench.
Okay, but Chip, what is the main objection from the Democratic side to Neil Gorsuch?
You know, first of all, it's the whole Planned Parenthood right-wing thing. Look, abortion is legal throughout the land. Planned Parenthood does like 2% of their work is helping people get reproductive rights around abortion or other end of pregnancies. This is a really good organization that helps a lot of people. And here, get ready for it. They're mostly in red states. The people Planned Parenthood help the most.
Tom, I got to ask you, let's suppose that Chuck Schumer does filibuster, whether we think that's a good idea or an awful idea. As far as Mitch McConnell, and then the ball is in his court, if he decides to blow up the Senate rules and say, you know what, we're going to make this majority, is that really good for our governance?
I think we have to at this point if the Democrats are just going to obstruct. And let's not forget, Harry Reid did it for the federal judges.
Right,
so
but
Reid set the precedent. Look.
But wasn't the precedent set by Mitch McConnell, who wouldn't even bring up Merrick Garland to a vote, as Michelle pointed out at the beginning of the segment?
Look,
last year, they wouldn't even let him have a committee hearing.
Elections have consequences. The rules are the way the rules have been. If the Democrats just want to go and try to filibuster, and everybody, Garland had a great hearing. He's a great intellect. He didn't say anything that would outrage anybody. And again, Democrats have to worry about 2018 for those elections. That's why you see Manchin in a red state. He wants to keep his seat.
Chip, I can hear you chomping at the bit to get in there.
No, I just think about the Supreme Court and the 9 justices. It's an odd job wearing a robe in public for the rest of your life. What bathroom do they get to use? That's what I want to know. So,
They make the rules.
Chip, you have a prediction. You think that the way this is going to go is that Schumer's going to invoke the filibuster, McConnell's going to blow up the rules of the Senate, and that's how Gorsuch is going to get on the court?
They may hold their powder for the next one when Ginsburg leaves. They may not go all out here. This may just be a little bit of showmanship at the beginning, and they're holding out until the Ginsburg. That's when the real liberal leaves. Although I have a feeling she's going to stay till the end. I think she's going to leave the Supreme Court horizontally, if you ask me.
That's some news, Michelle, that if Chip is suggesting that maybe Ms. Schumer is going to back down, I wonder if we can get some news here and have you suggest that maybe McConnell's not going to pull the trigger on the nuclear option.
I sure hope he does, but Mitch McConnell is a creature. He's one of the swamp creatures, been there for a long time. You never know what he's going to do.
Well, there's some news. We have a Republican calling Mitch McConnell a swamp creature, and we have Chip saying that Schumer essentially doesn't have the guts to keep the filibuster going.
A lot of colorful analogies here between Crayola colors and milk cartons.
Right.
It's a lot of interesting metaphors.
Great subject to both of you. Tom Borelli and Chip Franklin, thank you both for joining us. I appreciate it. Good to have you on.